He says to start with, would that you could live on the fragrance of the earth and like an air plant be sustained by the light. So this is first of all a recognition that to live, to be alive and to sustain yourself is to harm. We will kill and harm others by the very fact of us being alive. One of the key aspects that he's touching on here is a lack of complacency. Part of the problem that we experience in life in general is our lack of awareness of the situation that we are in. And that's not just talking about situational awareness of our immediate surroundings, but that feeling of disconnection. You go to the supermarket and you purchase a steak. There's a sense of disconnection as to where that food has come from. To you, it's just a bit of meat and some packaging. There isn't an awareness of everything that has gone into it. That lack of awareness is sometimes passive, and sometimes it is willful ignorance. We deliberately put blinders on, or we deliberately look away from something because we don't want to recognize and admit to ourselves what goes into it. So this is bringing that awareness that we are unavoidably going to cause harm by the very fact of being alive. So there is unavoidable harm. This is the first thing. But there is also avoidable harm. Would that I could live on the fragrance of the earth and be sustained by the light. But I can't. But what I can do is curtail or reduce the avoidable harm. And he says, since you must kill to eat and rob the newly born of its mother's milk, then let it be an act of worship. So when we use this word worship, there is a coherence across the body, the mind, and the intellect. The action that we are performing is connected to a higher emotional state, one that we call surrender or devotion, and it's connected to a higher ideal. That's the intellectual aspect. So the surrender is thy will be done. You can think of it that way. There's nothing that I can do to stop the fact that by eating this soy burger, I have caused harm. I can't do anything about it. But an act of worship means that we are maintaining an awareness of a higher value. And he explores this more in the third stanza here. He says, let your board stand an altar on which the pure and innocent are sacrificed for that which is purer and still more innocent in man. So you're sacrificing the lower for the higher. The way to relate to the food that we are eating, and as a consequence the suffering that we have caused, is to say, well then let me at least use the energies that I am gaining from this food for a higher purpose. So this is a common mealtime prayer. The idea being that we take in this food so that we can do your work. Whatever you consider your higher ideal to be in life, you connect the consumption of the food back to that. It's a little bit like the idea of effective altruism. The idea of effective altruism is not that you take your energies and you spend them in a community organization that is doing good. You do what you're good at and make money. Make as much money as you can, and then you pass that on to those who are being effective in doing good. So you're connecting your daytime job to this higher ideal. So now your work, when you go to your job, becomes an act of worship, because you have maintained a coherence between the action that I'm executing with my body, the emotion of devotion and surrender to the higher, and the recognition of your intellect that this is the goal towards which my activities are directed. So if I've had to sacrifice the pure and the innocent, then it's going to go towards kindling that which is even more pure and more innocent within me. And it also asks us to look at the opposite. I have the energy now from this food and from this water and from this air. What am I doing with it? I've taken that which is pure and innocent, and what am I creating? Am I creating harm? Am I doing no good? Am I a nuisance? Or more correctly, where am I a nuisance? Because we're all a mixture of good and bad. Where can I shift my attention gradually, gently, more towards the pure and innocent within myself?